Hi, this is Rachel coming to you with this week's Sparkle of Shabbat. And this week I wanted to tell you a quick story and then a few reflections on the story. I guess it was probably about 5 years ago that Seth and I took Adam to visit Virginia Tech. He was on his college search. It's hard to believe now he's a senior in college, but he was on his college search, and we had stayed over at this hotel that was on the campus. And in the morning they had a lovely breakfast buffet. So we went down for the buffet and I started looking at it and I said, "Oh, look, Adam, they have pancakes and they have waffles and they have bagels." And he stopped me and he said, "Mom, do you know that you're the only parent here who's listing out the items on the buffet for their child?" And he said, "I can see, the items myself." And he said it in a funny way to make me laugh at myself. But it was true. I was literally listing all the items to my, I think probably 17 or 18-year-old son, as if he couldn't read them himself. But I love feeding him and I love taking care of him, and I just wanted to make sure that he knew every single item that was on that buffet that would give him the most delicious breakfast possible. And, it occurred to me, it was one of those moments where you realize that your children can do things for themselves, and that we don't have to interfere as much as maybe we think we do or we would like to. So fast forward to now, I'm talking with a number of friends and seeing on social media how many of us are saying goodbye to our children as they're going to college, or just getting ready for high school and orientation, or preschool or middle school or any of the schools in between, and that it's hard to let our children go, and sometimes we can feel vulnerable or maybe a little bit powerless, for lack of a better word, but certainly nervous. And it occurs to me that there is a lovely blessing that we can give to our children, even if they're not with us. It's a blessing that's traditionally said on Shabbat, the blessing of the children. But I learned that even if our children aren't with us, we can say the blessing at Shabbat and at other important times of their lives. So it can be said as a child's walking off into their college dorm. As I said to Adam a few years ago, it can be said at a graduation, at any other special event in a child's life, and certainly on Shabbat evening, whether your child is with you or not. So the blessing of the children has an introduction, a brief introduction that's different for boys than girls. And then there is a summary section of the blessing that is appropriate for both children. So for boys, it would be Yisa Adonai, let me just actually do the regular blessing, and I will chat with you offline about the boy and girl blessing. I think I'm going to take the liberty right now of saying my blessing to Adam tonight for Shabbat, and also that he have a wonderful year in school. And if you'd like, you can put in the comments Amen, which means I heard you. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha, Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chunecha, Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God's countenance shine upon you and be gracious unto you. May God turn his face to you and grant you peace. I hope that we all find opportunities to bless our children, whether they're with us or they're not. Shabbat Shalom.